keep an open mind, because sometimes you feel like you're going to go down one path in life and things change. Or you feel like you have a certain idea about the way things are, and it's really wrong. And I felt like I wasn't too sure what naturopathic medicine was, and if I made this decision, then that was it. So it was such a big deal for me. But in reality, every day of your life, you can change your mind. And chances are, though, if you get into this program, you probably won't. Just seeing how you can affect people on a day-to-day, just from being there in the room and listening to someone talk, or how your family members get so excited to ask you questions about cholesterol, or like teaching someone that adding lemon to your water can be helpful, or just drinking water is good for you, like little things. And it's really fulfilling career. And just ask questions and go and experience it. Like, I really felt like going and working for an ND was the best thing I could have done, because all the way through when school got hard, or when I questioned myself, I remembered those moments. Or like emails I'd see from patients who just their life had changed, and it really helped.
If you're doing it for the money, that's a horrible reason to do it. Not because it's not no, it's a horrible reason to do it. It's a horrible primary reason to do it anyway.
Naturopath is really rewarding. Having the time to spend with patients is what I enjoy the most. And just trying to figuring out what's going on with them, which is what I find, there just isn't enough time for in the current medical system. And it's not always the fault of the medical docs, they just don't have time. There's so many people that need to see a doctor. And so I have a practice where now I have developed some relationships with medical docs, and they know that I have the time, and they trust me, and so they'll send their patients to me. And so, if someone out there is thinking, oh, well, this is very segregated in terms of naturopaths and doctors, and that's not always the case. There can exist truly like an integrative sort of relationship, right? And I think it all has to do with education. So, if someone's thinking of becoming a naturopath, it's really rewarding. The challenges are certainly the business part of it, because you have to, if you don't see patients, you don't make any money. And there's that realistic part of it. So you have to kind of keep that in mind. But the flexibility of being your own, self-employed is awesome. You can come and go as you want.
If you feel like this is the right place for you, do it. Go for it. Jump in. Don't worry about the money. I mean, plan, but it's okay to, you don't need to have $300,000 in the bank.
I know very few people who do. I don't know anybody who does.
Exactly. I think it's less than 10% of people who leave here without debt, and that's that's fantastic. I don't mind saying I've got a huge student loan. I'm not going to say what it is, but a lot of us do, and I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it because this is what I want to do. This is my passion in life. So if this is your passion in life, go for it. Do it. And be who you're meant to be.
I think I would just, make sure that it's something that they're passionate about, because it takes its time, it takes its toll, it takes its energy. And afterwards you do have to be a business person, and you're going to be self-employed and so on, most likely. So it's just, and when you're passionate about it, when you feel like it's something you're interested in and you want to do, that other stuff is the hard work and so on just kind of comes naturally, I think. So that's what I would say, is just kind of talk to different NDs, talk to ND students and get their perspective, and try to get a wide variety of perspectives and to see what you're getting into, because it's difficult, but it can be so rewarding as well, right? So as with anything in life, I guess. But that's what I would say. And when you're interested in something, effort comes more easily, I should say, for something.
That's true.
Sometimes you're tired, so.
But you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do, yeah.
It may as well be something that you enjoy.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and you can see it too, like the difference in people, right? Like when they're passionate about something, even if it's sales or medicine or whatever, like life just seems a little bit easier, right? And things flow a little bit better, and things are a bit happier, even if it's difficult. Yeah.
Always ask why. Be a walking question mark. Always ask why you want to do whatever you do, and so let your frame of reference be you. You can listen to opinions of others. You can learn from others around you, but if you are going to be doing something because it's somebody else's idea for you to be doing it, then that might not be the best way to do it. If it is out of obligation, or you feel like you owe somebody something, that might be a problem, because at the end of the day you get to learn this. I always remember my mom, when we were going to school, it was high school, she said, you're not writing these examinations for me, you're not doing this for me. So that's kind of the message. Do it because you want to. Do it because you feel that it's something that you can learn and grow through. Do it because it's something that speaks to you. And when somebody else tells you, which was my case, when somebody tells you that this is not something that you can do, then you get to question that. You ask yourself, is that really true? And then you ask yourself, can I actually do this? Is this something that really calls me in a way that I can? And maybe that becomes exactly what drives you to do and be in the best place of your life when it's time. So be a question mark, but also make yourself that frame of reference. Kind of get grounded in knowing who you are and what you need to do.
I mean, I would just say, welcome. I'm glad that naturopathic medicine is something that you're considering and something that you are drawn to. I'd say that make sure that you are ready for a challenge and you're ready for the fact that the program will demand a lot from you. I'd say if you can in advance, make sure that you have coping strategies set up, so I made sure that I was part of a league, for example, so every week I'd be playing volleyball or something that gave me an outlet and made me feel relaxed, and that was a way for me to cope with the program. Make sure that you at some point become a patient at the RSNC so that you can get to know what we do here, what the fourth years do as naturopathic doctors, and you learn firsthand about all the different modalities by being a patient here. So I think that'll be a great coping strategy and a way for you to learn as well. And I'd say going into naturopathic medicine, try to talk to people that have already been through it. So talk to other students that are in years above you, talk to practitioners, talk to your professors. Usually most people are very approachable. So at the end of class, have a conversation and talk to them about their experiences. Ask them how they coped. Ask them what their words of advice are for you as a new student. And I think try to make sure that you're establishing a network of people around you to help support you as you go into the program, I think will be really useful.
Yeah. What I would say to those students who are thinking about naturopathic medicine or seriously considering it is it's a wonderful profession, and it is a profession that you can individualize to really maximize on your strengths as a practitioner and as a person. It's really important going into the program because it is a rigorous program and it will test your boundaries and it will test you, challenge you in the best and worst ways. It's important for you to already have some support in your life that will give you perspective and will help you with boundaries. So whether that means, exercising, or whether that means going for walks, or whether that means having a pet that you love, or whether that means, eating well, or whatever that is for yourself that shows yourself that self-care, it really is, it's important to continue to remind yourself of that. And if you can signal to yourself what that is before you come to the program, that will really help you to kind of have that in place already before entering into the program.
I would say this is a very unique field, and I don't think people should get into it lightly. I think it's a decision that really needs to be considered very, very thoroughly before jumping in. So you have to consider that it's a lot of time, it's a lot of money, and it's a lot of work. So unless you're sure that what you get at the end of that investment is worthwhile, I wouldn't get into it. And so what I would encourage people who may have interest or who think they may have interest is go find someone who's out in the field and hang out with them for a day and see if you like what they do. And if you like what they do, then get into it. That's great, you'll be fine. But that can be a really great way of not making a huge investment into something without knowing what you're going to have at the end of it.